Hey there guys, it's me Jade and welcome back to a brand new video. This is episode 1 of the Minion Rush Archive project. I'd like to first of all welcome you guys to my new project. This is what I've been working on for a very long time. Essentially in this series I'm going to be digging up everything I can about Minion Rush for things that could be coming in the future, things that were scrapped, and just to ultimately conserve things that would eventually get lost. Today we're going to be looking into upcoming costumes and scrapped costumes and overall beta designs for some of the costumes that are already in the game. So right off the bat, just a quick disclaimer, I would like to say I legally obtained all of these images from developers. I found these on public pages, and otherwise I have contacted developers directly who have been given permission to give me these things. Whether these items and leaked files make their way into the game is not down to me, so if these never end up coming, do not be surprised, but if any of these things do end up in the game, I am not to be held legally responsible for the leakage of these things. Now that that's out of the way, let's get straight into everything that I have found. The first minion we have here is the Chicken Minion. I found this one and immediately found it funny. This is a really cool minion, okay? What you're seeing here is the initial design for the costume that was modelled off of an image of a minion from Despicable Me 2. We can see the front and the back of the costume, how it's meant to look. Is this coming out? I have not been given confirmation whether this minion is or is not coming into the game. Currently, I believe that this was just a beta design. However, as we see from this image here, there were original animations that were meant to be used with this costume, such as the fluttering and obviously the fail animation there. As we can see, there was also some sort of flying implementation of this costume, so whether this was a costume or a power-up, I do not know. From what I can tell with this and another minion I'm going to show you, these are actually costumes. So I can assume this is like a custom animation for if the minion were to jump over an obstacle. That would make sense. But overall, this is a very cool minion. I think it looks awesome, to be honest. I love the colours on it. And similar to the bunny minion that we have in the game, it's just an addition to the classic costume. And honestly, I think the game needs more of those. They're simple, but they're effective. I like them. The next minion we have here is the Dragon Hat Minion, at least that's its code name. As you can see, this is modelled off the same image of the minion from Despicable Me 2. This is what the concept artists use to model their designs around. They usually design them around Dave, and then if they were to make a costume for Carl or Jerry, they would then implement that design onto those two. So that's the costume from the front and the back, and similarly to the Chicken Minion, here is what the costume would look like in some of its animations. So as you can see here, the minion is getting angry, it starts to fight itself, it gets surprised, it starts to chase its tail, it gets really confused, and then it falls over. So, honestly, this bears some similarities to the colours of the Emperor minion that we have in the game. It goes off the same Chinese mythology. I think it honestly looks really cool. If this one makes it into the game, honestly, I would be surprised. If it were to, I believe we will get this for Chinese New Year or something. But as I say, guys, at this point, I cannot confirm nor deny what's going to be happening with these costumes at all. Next, we have some original designs for the Beehive Car and Jerry. We see some alternate ones here. Could these be coming in the future? Again, I do not know. I cannot confirm nor deny that. As you can see at the top here, we have the finalized design for the Car one. And then we have the finalized Jerry one down in the center there. But as you can see, originally Beehive Car was meant to have two beehives on his head. There was also one where the beehive wasn't fully on his head, and one where he just full-on got burnt. How that happened, honestly, I don't know. It's the minions, isn't it? So, you know, unpredictable. We can also see another design for Beehive Jerry here, where he has two daisies coming out of his hat and there's no bees swarming him. It's adorable, I can't even lie. And then we have one similar to this, but with a fruit net, as noted by the designer here. So yeah, we also have some of the 3D models of the finalized versions of the costumes. I can't spot any differences here compared to the ones that we actually have in the final game, so I believe they are just, you know, what they are in the game now. Here we have some alternate versions of what the Cleopatra Minion could have looked like. Now, if you guys are a veteran of my channel, you'll know that I actually leaked the Cleopatra Minion coming to the game long before it came. Which was honestly a first for me. That got me into the world of Minion Rush leaking, which is something I haven't done for a while. I've been building up this database for a long time now, and I thought I'd surprise you guys with it. So as you can see, we have one where it's just more of a bee looking. Obviously it's not a bee, but that's the colour scheme we have here. It's just plain yellow and black with the white gown. And then we have that, but with the minion dungarees. We also have one here where it's sort of a few different designs of a more, I think this is a more traditional look of a Egyptian, which honestly looks really cool. I wouldn't mind if we still got these designs as separate costumes. And then finally we have this strange one here. I don't know what this is meant to be, but it looks cool. As you can see, guys, you know, the majority of these do actually have finalized 3D models, leading me to believe that, you know, the implementation of these into the game is still possible. As a matter of fact, I can't say how I know this, but I have been told one of these costumes is likely to make its debut into the game later on. As I say, I don't know when, I don't even know if that's true, but that's all I do know. Next we have a few different ones. The first one I'm going to get into here is the Boxer. I mean, we actually got the Boxer Minion into the game a long time ago, so this is clearly much older concept art. But that was what the Boxer Minion was meant to look like, and to be fair, he did look like that when he got into the game. We also have a mock-up of the Superhero Minion here. However, when he got into the game, he looked completely different because of the design that they based from the Secret Life of Pets movie. But that was what he was meant to look like. I believe this one was clearly modelled from the DC Superman hero, which I guess makes sense. They even added a little curl in one of the minion hairs, which I think is a really cool, like, you know, reference to the hero. Now here we have one that never got released, and I honestly doubt this one's coming out. This is a Cowboy Minion, who's very different to the Cowboy we have in the game. So side by side, there's the Cowboy Minion we have in the game, and then there's this one. As I say, guys, some of these costumes were designed years ago and are only just coming out. I actually knew about the Mummy Minion all the way back in 2016, and then it later released much after that. But anyway, this is the initial design for the Cowboy Minion. Obviously, it's changed a lot over the years. They lost the beard. You know, the hat, I think, has changed completely, very different sizing. They added him an entire outfit, whereas this one just has a belt and a badge over the dungarees. I think this one's more of a sheriff, to be honest, than just a general cowboy, but, you know, I think the differences are very distinct. Next, we have another Chinese mythology minion, but this one definitely takes inspiration from a very different perspective than the Monkey King and the Dragon Hat and Panda Minion did. This one, you know, this one takes a much more traditional look, I believe. As I say, I don't know too much about Chinese mythology. It does interest me though. But I love the hat on this guy. I'm pretty sure there is a costume in the game that has a hat similarly to this, but I can't honestly remember. I don't know whether I'm getting confused with the Tortilla Chip Hat Minion, but I don't know. Yeah, this costume looks really cool. It even has something on its back, which is something you don't see much in Minion Rush costumes. The shoes are really cool. You know, the jacket looks pretty nice. The eyes are creeping me out. I can't tell whether they tried to do Asian Minion eyes here, and if they did, that's seriously scary. I love the teeth as well. The teeth are really cool. Overall, pretty cool design. Next we have a minion, and this is the only one on this entire like list that I don't think ended up reformed into a different costume. This is a detective minion, similar to Sherlock Holmes. Is this one coming out again? I don't know. I think, seeing as though all the costumes on this page that I have here have come out in different forms, I believe the same thing could happen to this one. So guys, expect a detective minion to come into the game later on. But as you can see, he actually has a pipe. This is something Gameloft definitely wouldn't add. With the world of the minions, they don't want to promote smoking or drugs or anything similar to that. So, if we did get this costume, I don't think it would have that, even though you can see the designer clearly tried to implement it to be more of a bubble blower, which is obviously kid friendly. I think that's a really cool, cute touch, if I'm honest. I think it's nice that they tried to think about that. But overall, this is clearly playing homage to Sherlock Holmes, and if we get a minion like this, I wouldn't be too surprised. This is a very cool, simple design that I think Gameloft could get away with adding, and we could see in the near future. This one scared me to my core when I saw it. This is the Elvis Presley minion. This is the Elvis Presley minion, who I believe later became the Singer minion. This one, again, interests me. You know, I think it's really cool that the designer, you know, I won't name them for their own, you know, reasons. But, you know, this one looks really cool. Now, I think this is what became the Singer minion, to be honest. I don't know when these concept arts were drawn. They could actually be well after the Jelly Lab update, so I don't know whether this did become the Singer minion or not. But as you can see, yeah, it's Elvis as a minion. There's not a lot more else to say. Then here we have two different takes on what would have been a gladiator minion. I don't actually know what happened with this one. As far as I can tell, this is what became the legionary minion. But they even wrote here, this is Sparta, clearly paying homage to the, I forgot what the film's called, isn't it 311 or something? No, it's 300, I think. Again, I have no idea, I'm sorry, I'm not too caught up to date with this. All I do know is that This is Sparta was like a huge, not meme, but sort of cultural, pop culture standpoint. So clearly the designer here had loads of pop culture like references in their art, and I love that. But these are all designs for what Gameloft gave them direction for to make into costumes. And to say this was going to be the Legionary minion, honestly really cool. You know, it's clearly a very different take to what they ended up going with. But whether we'll see a minion like this in the future, again, I don't know. I think for the majority of the ones from this that I've shown you, from the concept art, I don't think these will make it into the game, other than the detective minion, simply because all of the ones we see here have very similar costumes, clearly based from these designs already in the game. I'm honestly upset that I've only just revealed these, because I've had these artworks for a while now before some of these costumes actually released. So I apologise for not getting these out sooner. But yeah, another very cool looking minion. Next we have an animation show reel. This is actually a scrapped idea. You know, one of these is an animation for a minion that I don't think was ever used, and the other is a, I can't believe I'm saying this, Edith and Agnes in Minion Rush. You know, the two little girls from Despicable Me 1 and 2, they didn't have a Margot one, but these two were fully designed, fully animated and ready to be rolled out. If these two characters make it into the game as runners or as NPCs, I don't know. All I can say is that from what I've been told, it's likely. So yeah, I mean, just take a look at these animations, let me know what you think. So yeah, some very interesting animations there. One of a minion with a microphone, which I think could have possibly been used for the Leotard minion. And then the Agnes and Edith characters, which I don't believe anyone has ever shown off online before. But yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode. Hopefully you guys have seen some costumes that you like the look of, because as I say, from what I know, there is actually a high chance some of these costumes will make it into the game, considering that, you know, the other ones that were designed have been either reformed or just straight up put into the game. So yeah, personally, I really hope we get that chicken minion. It's so funny. It's so cool. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is episode 1. Next episode, we're going to be looking at some more concept art for scrapped features that could have been into the game, scrapped designs for locations, and scrapped bosses and gameplay implementations. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Cheerio.